good
I
on
wish,
people.
Yeah.
if we're talking like local, I'm just talking about stuff you buy at the store, but if we're
That is
talking like local ice cream, if we're talking local, I'm going with Dairy Swirl.
What's that?
You're going with what?
Is that shells?
Shells is the food spot, Dairy Swirl's the ice cream spot.
We call it all shells around here.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah,
heard
and
of
that's
it. Dairy Swirl.
incorrect. That's incorrect, Dairy Swirl.
It's shells.
Shells is where you get the burgers and dogs. Dairy
Same
Swirl
thing.
is
The
where
whole
you
thing is
get
shells. Golfing shells. Food shells. Ice cream shells.
Then why does it say Dairy Swirl on the building?
It's all
Dude,
shells.
you're being a dumbass. Stop it.
I'm being correct.
Dude, I've lived in this area over 10 years and I've gone to Dairy Swirl, Shells, the golf course many, 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 many times. And not once have I ever heard someone call it that.
Hello?
Well, hello, Jack.
Call it what?
He calls Shells
Talking about the
Dairy
ice cream
Swirl.
place? The ice cream place
What?
on Fifth Street
It's
Highway.
just shells, bro.
Shells
Thank you.
Shells is where you get the burgers, dogs, and regular
Yeah,
food.
but like
All right.
the whole
Ice
thing
cream
is shells. It's owned by shells. So.
Alex, are you gonna start correcting everybody who says that they go to Costco to buy one of those chocolate chip cookies or something when it's actually called the Costco food court? It's not just called Costco.
No, because it has
Oh,
Costco
no.
on the name, so it's okay.
Well, no, it's not. It's called the food court. When you go in there, it says food court, not.
Well, I've never been in
food
Costco
court.
before, so I don't give a shit.
But would you correct somebody? Now that you know.
No, it's
Why
just
not?
there's very specific underlying outlying example about this annoys
What
the
about
shit out of me
Sam's
when
Club? When people
it.
say, let's go to Sam's Club to get some, like, one of their, whatever fucking thing they do, I don't know, are they the hot dog place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
have a food
what are you
court.
gonna
Sam's
say?
Club
You're
is
gonna
pretty
say,
much-
actually, it's called the cafe. It's not called Sam's Club, it's the cafe in Sam's Club. Are you gonna, like, correct that?
No, because who the hell is going to
Why
go
not?
to Sam's Club just to eat food at the food place?
Well, why wouldn't you correct somebody that says that?
Because it doesn't bother me. It's just Shells and Dairy Swirl because they're they're different
No.
names. Damn it!
But it's the same entity.
Did you just say... You sounded really mad when you said that.
Yes, because that annoys me. Irks the shit out
It's
of
the same
me,
thing.
actually. No, but no,
No.
only
Shells owns it.
only. Okay, but then why does it say Dairy Swirl on the building? It is called Dairy Swirl. It says
It's
DARI.
Yes or no? Is it
space
on
S.
Shell's property?
Yes, Shells is
Okay,
the
so then
food
it's Shells.
place. No,
It's on
it's Dairy
Shell's
Swirl.
property. It's
Goddammit.
Shell's. Not Dairy
No,
Swirl.
it's
Shell's.
Dairy Swirl, and you're not convincing me
literally
otherwise. You are not convincing me otherwise.
It's literally Shell's.
It literally says Dairy Swirl on the building. Can you not
Alright,
know how to
that's
fucking
really
read?
neat that it says
Can you
something
not
that
know
you're
how to
able
fucking read? What kind of statement is that?
That's neat that you know how to read a sign on a wall, but you don't
Sign
seem
on
to
a
grasp-
building.
A wall of a building?
So then if it said
Are you
if it
dumb?
said Chuck E. Cheese,
Dude,
Yeah.
what is wrong with
Come
you?
on.
I said sign on the building. Now if it
So
said
it's still on
Chuck
the
E.
wall.
Cheese on there, if it said Chuck E. Cheese on there, would you still be calling it Shells?
Well, no, because Chuck E. Cheese is not a Shell's own thing.
Yeah, it's owned
would be
by
a separate
Shells,
plot
but
of
they
land.
call it. It's owned by Shells, right? But they called it Dairy Swirl. It says
It's Shells.
Dairy Swirl. You're
It's
not
Shells.
telling me otherwise. You cannot tell me and convince me otherwise.
Hey, let's go to Shell's and get ice cream. Alright, bet. Hey, let's
Dude.
go to Shell's to mini golf and then go to Dairy Swirl and then go to Big Bertha's Burgers.
I've
Like the
I've
bunch.
even had friends that worked at Shells, and even when that happened, they said I worked at the ice cream place.
In Shell's. That's what they said. Ice cream place in Shell's. It's Shell's.
I will forever call it and know it as Dairy Swirl.
Well, it's not. It's Shell's.
Especially considering that's in Temple. That's my hood. It's whatever I call it because I run that
Bro,
shit.
what do you mean? You live in
Nobody
fucking
knows you
Blandon,
in
bro.
Temple.
Temple's not your hood. You live in Blandon. The fuck?
That's my original hood. You gotta check in every time you come
Bro,
in.
yeah, it's your original, but it's not your current. So therefore, it's not your hood.
My hood. Just like you run Wire, and I gotta check in every time I go. I run Temple.
I've never checked in with you when I was in Temple. You don't run shit.
Dude, nobody in Temple
Yeah.
knows this dude.
You know what? I know everybody. I got people out there. I got shooters.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I got shooters, and I must send them your name and ID if you ever come back to Temple without checking in.
You know what the crazy part is? If you
What's the
did
crazy
that,
part?
you sent your shooters after me, all I'd have to tell them, bro, is that you call that shit Dairy Swirl, and they'd be right back on your ass instead.
Right.
Nobody in your hood calls that shit Dairy Swirl except for you.
Because it says Airy Swirl on the goddamn building. If they wanted it to be called
It's
Shells, they
Shells,
would have just
bro.
put.
It's
If they
Shells.
wanted it to be called Shells, they would have just put Shells as the sign
it's
on the
just
ice
Shells.
cream building.
It's Shells.
You know what? I will hop off Discord for a second right now. I'll call my mom and I will call my dad and ask them what they call it.
Well, of course they're gonna call it the same thing you call it, because you go there with them.
It's Dairy Swirl.
Alright, now let me ask you a question, right? You're 21 years old, you go to Sheets to get beer, right? They call it in Sheets. It's a big thing on the building, on the wall of the building, just like Dairy
Yep.
Swirl, that says beer cave. So you're gonna say to your friends, yo, let's go run to the beer cave to get some beers instead of let's just go to Sheets and grab a drink.
Well, no, that's different because
How's that
that's
different?
part of. That's different because
How's that
it's just the name of the section in it, but it's still Sheets. But in this specific
But
case,
isn't it still Shells and it's just a building that's a part of the property?
yeah,
I would
but
say so.
Why?
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
Let me ask
so
you this:
therefore,
why do they have a sign out there? Just ask me this question.
why do they have a
Answer the
sign that
question.
says beer cave?
No. Why don't they have a sign that says Dairy Swirl on the goddamn
Why do
building?
they have a
if it's
sign
called
that says beer
Shells?
cave and Sheets?
Elias, the ice cream building.
Now let me ask you a question,
Kyle,
Alex.
no,
Let me answer your
Let me ask
question with a
Shut up,
question,
just
right?
Let me ask my brother this for a second. Give me one
No, hold
second.
on,
I need
Alex.
to ask my brother.
Alex, let me answer your
All right,
question.
If you
what?
ask him
Right.
what's the ice cream place in Shells, he'll probably say Dairy Swirl because that is because
you
you're
said.
specifying in Shells.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, Alex. Too. Let me answer your question with a question. You said, why would they put a sign on the building that says that? Okay. If you're going to Shells and you don't want to golf and you just want to grab ice cream and it's your first, second time there, you don't go there that frequently, and you want to know where to park to go to the building that serves you ice cream, how are you going to see that? You're going to look for an identifying mark, like a sign on the wall that would mark this is the ice cream building of our property.
They just put a
That
damn
is why it
picture of
has
an
a
ice
sign.
cream. Then they would have just put a picture of an ice cream.
How many places have you been to where it's just a picture with no names to identify anything?
No, I mean,
Nowhere.
put Shells on the building and have a picture of ice cream, and people, okay, now this is the ice cream building, and the other one's the
Oh,
food
it's
building.
Shells. It's not Dairy Swirl.
You're not telling me. otherwise.
So
Like,
you
just
call
saying
the
it.
golf course something else?
Yeah, what's the golf course called?
That's Shells because it's behind the food building.
No. But what's it called?
The Shells Golf Course.
Dude,
Or just say
and
mini golf.
another
Shells.
thing too, Shells. Everybody goes to Shells for ice cream in the first place. They don't go there for the fucking food.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
here,
please.
and let me read you the name on their website. It's literally their website first things first. It's called shellsfoodandminigolf.com. Okay, that is the name of the website. Guess what? There's not a separate website for. There's no Dairy Swirl website, so that's the first thing. So it's Shell's Food and Mini Golf. There is no Dairy Swirl website. And guess
Elias,
what?
can you get
Here-
a paper towel? From
And
the
Alex, right here
basement?
on their website, their logo on the website, it's Shells, and guess what it says below Shells? It says below Shells. You want to take a while to guess what it says?
Dairy Swirl.
It says restaurant, comma, Dairy Swirl, comma, and miniature golf. But guess what all of that is? It's Shells. Therefore, it is called Shells. It is not Dairy Swirl. Dairy Swirl is an identifier of the ice cream.
This is so fucking. Why are we having this stupid ass conversation to begin with?
Because you
Because
made it
you're
a
being
dumb
a stupid
conversation.
I'm actually exhausted right now.
You're what?
I'm actually exhausted from this conversation right now.
Yeah, being wrong can be exhausting.
Being like wanting to be so right all the damn time must be exhausting, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not.
Now, to change up the conversation, I have to ask you. I don't know why I'm so damn burpy today. I have to ask you a question. Do you watch The Boys at all?
No.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna ask you if you watched the new season, but never mind. You should watch it though; it's really good.
I tried getting into it. I watched the first episode and I just was not feeling it.
Bro, it's literally like every good anime. It starts off boring at first. Actually, in that
Yeah,
case,
I know it's like a very highly rated show and people like really enjoy it. And obviously it's popular enough that they'd put the skins in Call of Duty. So like I don't doubt that it's really good. I just like personally couldn't like get into it.
what was it about it that you just couldn't like vibe with?
It was like the whole concept of them, like how they get their powers, it being like what a whole fucking like agency, and like it, I don't know, it just felt weird, like very unconventional compared to like conventional superhero stuff that I grew up with, and
Yeah, because
I don't know
the
if and I know it's supposed to be unconventional, like it's not supposed to be like
yeah,
every
it's
Marvel DC thing, but that's part of what I don't like about it.
so the like it's based off a comic book, right?
Yeah.
Based off comic book. This isn't really spoiling anything, but the TV show does like it starts off pretty much taking it like scene for scene, or sometimes even in some cases word for word from the comic, but eventually it just like splits from the comic completely and starts doing its own thing. But the original comic was made by this um, like comic book guy named Garth Ennis, and he's pretty like well known for not hating superheroes, but just hating how dominant superheroes are within like comic books. Because like obviously when you think about comic book, you think about like Spider-Man, Batman, and all that.
Yeah.
But there are more like indie comic stuff that doesn't have anything to do with superheroes, but are still comics.
Yeah.
So he made the boys as a sort of mockery of like Marvel and DC, pretty much, or other like superhero tropes and stuff like that. So you see main character Homelander is just an evil Superman, like, and all of these different superheroes, like parodying. I can never say that word. Parodying. There we go. And making fun of like the superhero genre as a whole, without pulling its punches. And in the show, they didn't do this in the comic book because I forget comic book. I don't know when it came out, but it came out like years and years ago. But in the TV show, they take the stuff from the comic book and then also start adding in like real world stuff. So they make fun of like the left. They make fun of like the ultra conservative right. They make fun of like pretty much anybody and everybody, like celebrity culture, and just popular like stuff in American culture in general.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
know.
good.
It's
You gotta
it just
let
wasn't
it.
like it wasn't
You gotta let
my
it bake.
it wasn't really like something that I'm into because it's kind of like, and I've heard that they do that, like they take shots at like real world events to an extent and like far political beliefs and stuff. But like if I want something that's like attacking world views and stuff and being hilarious, I'll just watch like South Park. But like it's kind of the same reason I stopped watching, like I loved Grey's Anatomy, the like medical show, until the COVID season where it got super political and about fucking free health care and how COVID is murdering everyone, get vaccinated, blah 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 blah. And I stopped watching it like not even halfway through the season because I just hate shows that like are even remotely conventional on real world topics, because I want to watch TV and not think about how much I despise the US government. And not like, you know what I mean? And I know it's not like a giant speaking point of the show, like I know that it's bits and pieces of it, but it just like mixed with my general dislike for how the show works. That wasn't really for me.
Oh. Well, yeah. It's just because they do it in a way that's fun, where like it's like blatantly